So we'll wait for five more minutes for the participants to join.
Yeah. No issues. So how was the program so far? In fact,
Yes,
I was not able to attend the lectures because of some, pressing issues.
Okay, sir. They were good, sir. They were interactive. So that's what the participant wanted. Yeah, it was nice, sir. In the morning, we were taught about the teaching and learning methodologies, which was quite interesting.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So when it was concluded, this morning session?
Around 1:15, sir.
1:15?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I could expect.
Yes. 1:15, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Very good.
It was a very interactive session, sir.
Yeah.
Daniel, if I am not audible, please let me know. Okay.
Sir, you are audible, sir.
You are audible. The voice is very clear, and especially I have used Zoom in the free mode, of course,
yes,
free license.
Yes,
but
sir.
That was not this clear. It is very clear.
Yeah,
including video and audio, everything is clear. No disturbance.
Yes, sir.
Even if more participants are participating, there in the free license, we need to request all the members to mute their audio and lot of protocols.
Yes, sir.
But here it is very clear.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
We have more controls. So if we purchase that, we get more controls with us.
Yeah, I could see that control panel also, floating control panel here.
Yes,
everything is very interactive. Like that's why it is so popular.
Yes, yes.
But I think there are a lot of security concerns also. Maybe.
True, sir. True. That's why we'll have to log the meeting after some time, sir, so that no participants would not join in afterwards. So, but that will be a problem. Suppose if they have connectivity issues, now they're actually going out, and then when they're trying to log in back, they'll be logged out.
Okay.
We need to permit them again.
Yes.
Okay, then you have that control.
Yes, sir. We have that control as well, sir.
Okay. And this is unlimited, right? Any duration is unlimited.
Yes, sir. Duration is unlimited.
Yeah, free license, it is only limited to, I think, 90 minutes.
Yes, 45 minutes.
Again, we need 45 minutes. Okay.
Daniel, IAK Reddy sir is there. Make him also a co-host.
Yes, sir.
Oh, process.
He's now a co-host, sir.
Okay.
Srikiran.
Sir, Srikiran sir, please unmute your mic, sir. Srikiran sir, please unmute your mic, sir.
Okay, Daniel.
No. Now I could.
Yes.
I think Daniel, you have removed me from the co-host list, I suppose.
No, Srikiran, what is the license cost? This Zoom license cost?
It's almost 6,000, sir, with some discount. Daniel has got some coupons.
Okay.
Yes, he's got a discount, and it is for 30 days, sir.
Okay.
And the maximum participants are 500 in this license, which we have taken actually.
Okay. So how much is it? 6,000? 6,000 per month?
Yeah, per month. And the next part is add another 6,000, around 5,000, you get another 500 users, 500 participants.
Okay.
So, but then, sir, this is found to be very cheap. Like a good platform also, because everybody is using nowadays.
Okay. Now, parallelly, how many can use this platform to deliver online courses?
Only one, sir. Only one. That is another. That is one of the disadvantages.
Okay.
We can have as many number of co-hosts as possible, 8 or co-hosts who will be helping us. But then at one point of time, only one platform can be viewed.
Okay.
I can't run a parallel platform using some other lectures or something like that.
Okay. So probably we can take this license and provide the link to all the participants, right?
Yes, sir.
5,000, 6,000 is affordable, especially during this time, this pandemic period. I think this is quite comfortable.
Probably, sir, this will be the order of the day.
Order of the day, yeah. Maybe at least for 1 year, we need to, adjust with this.
Today morning, I was talking with Professor Chandrasekhar of IIT Hyderabad, actually.
Okay.
It seems their classes were not over. Their syllabus was not over. So they have conducted the classes, 50% of the classes through Zoom.
Okay.
They have conducted exam also, it seems, for the final year students.
Through Zoom, huh?
Through one of the media, but then media, electronic media.
Yeah.
And they are, it seems, trying to declare the result. But then they have to legalize it, sir. That's why they're trying to find out ways and means for legalizing it.
No, legalizing is not an issue because they have complete autonomy. If the decision is passed by the Senate, I think that's the highest body for any central funded technical institutes. They can go ahead.
Probably they are waiting for that only.
Yeah, may not be an issue. Because many institutes are closing now their academic year.
Yes, sir. Even JNTU Kakinada, the same case, sir. For second, third, and final years, it was just 1 week before, the course duration is over. Instructional duration is over. We basically were waiting for mid exams and end exams.
Okay.
Probably for the final year students, they might come out with some logic.
Yeah.
Probably for the final year students, at least, who have to go out.
Correct.
Because for the people who have been placed, the companies may not wait. I won't say all the companies, but then some companies may not wait.
Okay.
So probably they are trying to find out ways and means to see that at least the final year are sent out.
Correct.
And I think that is a good proposition, sir.
Yeah.
Even they have to survive, sir. The final year students, they have to join, go, and they have their life in front of them.
Correct. Sir, Professor Ayagar Reddy garu, are you online?
Yeah. Just listening to you. Yeah. Hello, Professor Venu.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I just heard that you have extended up to 115.
Yes. That too non-technology based methods only I could make it.
Okay.
Actual scenario is, today's scenario is technology based.
Yeah, you
So
told
they
me
said
the
we will
other
find
day.
some other opportunity.
Correct.
Yeah, the technology enabled learning data. Yeah, today that is the order of the day. I mean, in the sense whether we like it or not, in future,
Yes,
because of the millennial learners and their willingness to go with the technology, actually that makes us to also to go with technology.
correct.
And in fact, NIT Warangal has to move very fast, actually.
Yeah.
For some
So,
reasons.
what was your experience, sir, with this Zoom?
Oh, this is wonderful. I mean,
Wonderful.
except for the government of India raised concern with respect to the security, it is
Yeah.
wonderful. In fact, yesterday there was a session on how to use Zoom effectively. So when we conduct, I would actually rope in when we conduct something, because we need to enable our. Am I interfering with Daniel and Sri Kiran's?
Not at all, sir. Not at all, sir.
So no, we need to empower our faculty with Zoom. What depth facilities it has? Actually, it has a lot of facilities. Again, just like cell phones, we are using only 10% of the facility.
Correct.
So I understand. Yesterday, in fact, I missed part of it with, but only part of it I could hear. There is one person in Bangalore who dealt a global seminar on how effectively to use Zoom for teaching.
For teaching, okay.
Yeah. So definitely, when we go forward, we will also have his session in terms of making our faculty to empower with making all the facilities of the Zoom for making it more effective.
Correct. You have that recorded session anywhere link, sir, for that?
I will find out from him. I have his mail ID.
Okay.
I'll find out from him if he has recorded. I'll request him to send the link.
Yeah, after seeing this for 5 minutes, I thought of having this license personally for conducting classes for my own students. That's the feeling I got.
No. Why should you do it personally when you are in a position where you can completely change the scenario of NIT Warangal?
So, you know better, sir.
Yeah, so definitely you can do that. What we will do? See, this 1 month 6,000 is for 1 month.
For one license is nothing actually.
Yeah. So what will happen is from morning to evening you can schedule appropriately.
Correct.
Schedule appropriately, and everything
for one class.
Be
for one class, one license is good enough.
Good enough, but they should not once again think that whatever we do in the class should be done on Zoom. That's not the point. The point is, because I have recently gone through the technology enabled learning, I told you. So what they used to do is to give 1 hour live seminar. The rest of the thing they push it through online LMS.
LMS,
Canvas is there, merciless. Canvas is there once again. It is as powerful as this Zoom. Really, you can do anything with that.
Canvas is LMS.
Another LMS, yes, is the most one of the most popular. But partly it is just like Zoom. If it is at the lower level, it will be free. But if you want it higher level facilities and all that, it will be paid version. But so either of them, either Canvas or Moodle. But fantastic, what the experience. People were discussing in forums of the LMS. If a question is raised, some 400 responses used to come.
Okay.
So that's how the peer learning happens. So everyone reads that 400 responses.
Okay.
Students. So if our 100 is our strength, 100 students will read a response of a student. All other students will keep on reading. They have to read.
Yeah.
So so combining Zoom with LMS.
LMS is a powerful.
Is the best option. Is the best option, and least. In fact, weekly 2 lectures you can give.
Correct.
Rest all you push it through LMS and put for discussions and things like that goes on.
Correct.
So we can evolve a strategy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward, sir. You just plan one program.
Yeah,
we will organize, sir. We will organize.
Yeah. Let us see how we can do. So I'll discuss with you later.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll do that. So this is one session will be how effectively we can make use of the Zoom also is there.
Correct.
So probably similar facilities will be there. We can also go for Google Meet, I believe, because it's an institution.
Google Meet is good, sir. But only thing is, I don't have this much clarity on Google Meeting.
Yeah, fantastic.
I tried, I tried. Even the Senate meeting also happened on Google Meet.
Okay.
But the clarity is wonderful here. Especially with the licensed version.
Yes, yes. We are able to see. You are seen very clearly.
Very clearly, and voice is very.
Morning also I did not find. Only problem was I was not able to see the participants because the large number. Something like 20. We can actually there is a facility called breaking them down into groups.
Correct.
So we can break them down into groups. Give 5 minutes time. They will within the groups they will discuss. They have a facility.
Yeah.
Say for example, you make a group of 8, and they come up with a solution, and then we can discuss the solution.
Correct.
Maybe I'll stop here and leave.
Yeah. Sri Kiran.
Sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I was waiting for you to initiate the.
No. You were talking.
The session.
See, sir, as per this talking, the people were sending some messages also saying the cost and all these things.
Okay.
Now, sir, shall we start, sir?
Yeah, I'm ready. In fact.
Sure. Let me formally introduce you to the audience, sir. Good afternoon, all the audience. I am Dr. Sri Kiran back again for the afternoon session with Dr. Anne Venugopal, sir, my guru. Who is right now the Dean Academic in Dean Academics in NIT Warangal. It's a very long biodata of Venugopal, sir. Let me shorten him with his due permission. The shortest form, sir. The shortest form. Sir has done his PhD from IIT Delhi, and he has done under Dr. P.V. Rao. Mechanical engineers know about Dr. P.V. Rao, famous personality in IIT Delhi. Other than talking about many PhDs, what Venugopal sir has guided, the many publications, whatever he has, and the patents, whatever he has, right now, for the last few years, he has been into this continuous improvement of quality, continuous improvement of education system in our colleges. I know he is a member in many of the college committees, wherein he has been steering for the quality of the education. Wherever I say outcome-based education, and he has been into many posts in NIT Warangal. He has been the head of the production engineering division, and he has been the dean for student as well as the faculty. He in fact held the training and placement cell as well, and he has been a member of NBA committee of NIT Warangal since a few years. With due apologies if I missed some important points, Venu sir.
Absolutely no problem. You read all the points, in fact.
I'm happy that at least I am one of your students, sir. One of your students, and I have been following you for almost 20 years, sir. 20 years. I have never missed you there. And to the audience, he has been in the committee of many colleges. I repeat again, he has been in the committee of many colleges who really go for the outcome-based education, and one of the colleges is Lenne Institute of Engineering and Technology. So thanks a lot for sparing your time. Dr. Haribabu sir, our vice principal, is on the line. He just wanted to have a word with you, sir. Dr. Hari sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Sri Kiran sir, thank you very much, and we invite Venu sir to the session very well.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
By chance, I heard you were discussing the other resource person taking an advice of doing things online along with this thing, what you call Zoom, by integrating LMS system. That sounds too good, sir. And we are, on the other hand, as I'm from English as background, we are also organizing other 5-day online FDP teaching English online in this COVID situation. That is it to start from 27th, sir. We also have similar kind of tools that we are going to introduce. And it is happy to hear from you just before our workshop begins. And we heard, okay, the whole world is thinking about LMS.
Yeah, you're right.
LMS is, sorry, sir, is broken. My voice is broken, I believe. Yes, LMS is one of the interesting tools to be integrated. And we also have back channel chart things. And thank you, sir. And we would follow your session now. Thank you, Sri Kiran, sir.
Thank you, Hari sir. Venu sir,
Yeah.
Our principal sir, it seems he is busy with some other meeting with the university people, and he has just conveyed his thanks to you.
Thank you. Thank you. No problem. No problem, sir. They're all busy. Obviously, I can understand.
Yes, sir. So, shall we start now, sir?
Yeah, right.
I will unmute myself, sir, and Daniel and his team will be with you. Daniel, are you online?
Yes, sir.
Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Venu sir, the stage is yours, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. And even I will be unmuting. Daniel will be taking care of that, sir.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Daniel, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, one and all. I think there is a large group of 240 participants that I could see as of now on the screen. Thank you, Sri Kiran and Dr. Hari, Vice Principal, Lendi Institute of Technology, for a nice introduction. Yeah, in fact, this particular session is on CO, PO attainment, and how do we calculate these attainments, and how do we use this analysis for continuous improvement. That's the major objective of this particular lecture. I hope all of you had the experience of the writing COs and POs and PSOs yesterday, which was covered by Professor Sarath Babu. And probably we'll also have another session tomorrow on hands-on practice, how to write COs, POs yourself, and then let us see how to correct them. So now, assuming that you have written COs and POs, how do we use it in the outcome-based education so that the there is a continuous improvement in the education, teaching, learning process. So if you see this, of course, I don't go much into these topics. You might have heard from Sarath Babu yesterday the various criteria for outcome-based education and National Accreditation Board. If you look at this, the point 3 in the criteria, first criteria, like program level criteria, course outcomes and program outcomes carry around 120 marks, and continuous improvement carry around 50 marks. That is about totally, this particular session is going to talk about these 170 points. How do we write? Of course, this was already done, but continuous improvement is also to be understood very clearly when you talk about the outcome-based education. So this session will address the private engineering colleges, especially who are working under JNTUs. I hope many of the participants are from private engineering colleges where the institutes are affiliated to JNTU Kakinada, or maybe any other private institute. So this was also, I'm also assuming that you don't have the data of all the question paper answer scripts, the marks that are allotted to each and every question. So assuming that this model is being presented, so probably if you want the other model where we generally use, where we have the autonomous, where we set our question papers, we correct ourselves and award grades. So we know each and every question and its marks allotted and marks awarded. So from that we can really do a different calculation. So this system is only proposing for the institutes where they don't have access to the answer scripts, especially the end exam answer scripts, and also the marks allotted to each and every question. Okay, so this is going to address about the continuous improvement. How do we calculate the attainments and the continuous improvement? And you might also know that the program outcomes, which are earlier called the graduate attributes. Of course, I am not going through each and every PO as my focus is not to teach how to write POs or PSOs here. But basically, I use this when I try to explain how do we calculate the outcomes and how do we use them for continuous improvement. So there are 12 POs: engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design or development of solutions, investigation, modern tool usage, the engineer and society, environment and sustainability, ethics, individual and teamwork, communications, project management and finance, and lifelong learning. Of course, out of all this, the first 5, what we can deal with in our classroom. But the latter 7 POs, which depend on the society, the emotions of the engineers, ethical values, and teamwork. Okay, so these are all the POs for any program. Of course, we also have PSOs in addition to POs. You might have understood how to write PSOs. If you look at this, how do we write P? Basically, POs are coming from NBA, which are standard for any program. Whereas coming to PSOs, there is a committee
Sir, are you online? Hello, sir.
Venu, sir? Daniel?
Sir.
Venu, sir, something wrong?
I think, yes, sir. I think he went offline, sir.
Yeah, he went offline.
Or he muted his mic.
No, even the video is muted. It's not muted.
Yes, sir. I'll just call him.
Just call him. Just call. Daniel, are you here? Daniel.
Sir, I'm just trying to talk to him, sir. Yes.
Okay, he's talking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's logging off and joining back, sir.
Okay. Just put a message to the participant. Dear participants on the board, sorry, some technical hitch. Venu sir will be joining again.
Yeah, okay. Then share the screen, right? Okay.
Sir, done, sir.
Is this the
Yes,
slide
screen
where it was broken? Okay. Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Sir's video is not visible.
Video is not visible.
Please start your video, sir.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right. I think. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We are able to see you.
Yeah. Can I start from here?
Yes, sir. You can start from here, from the same slide.
Yeah. When you write POs and PSOs, POs generally come from MBA. There's 12 POs. There is not much to do while writing POs here. But while writing PSOs, generally there will be a committee with representatives from all stakeholders, like from industry, alumni, faculty, and graduating students, maybe parents if possible. So they conduct brainstorm sessions, and then they finally decide and periodically review their PSOs. That's what I said earlier. Like PSOs, the best number is generally 2 to 4, and these PSOs are related to PEOs. Okay, so once you are, of course, coming to PSOs, they are beyond your 12 POs, which are specific to the particular program. They must have a process for arriving at them. Any PO, CO, or PSO, you should define how these POs have been arrived. Okay, and they must be realistic pertaining to your program. Generally, as I said, there must be 2 to 4 in number. So this is how we write PSOs. So let me start taking an example, like course outcomes for a course like EC 201 Electromagnetic Engineering, where the course outcomes are written. For example, there are 5 COs here: EC 201.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss about whether they are correct COs or not, or how these COs are written based on the syllabus. But my point is there are 5 COs which are available in a particular course, any course for that matter. Okay, so now once you write your COs, you have to map them to all your POs and PSOs based on their correlation levels. So the correlation levels could be varying from slight, that is very low correlation, to moderate or medium correlation or high correlation, or probably there may not be any correlation at all between the CO and PO. For example, when we may not address the teamwork in every course, or we may not address ethical values in every course, or we may not address managerial and management issues in every course. So there, in such a case, there may not be any correlation. Okay, so based on this, again, when you fill in this particular table, you could see here. You could see here, PO1 is CO1 is correlated to PO1 at a moderate level, whereas CO2 is correlated to PO1 at a high level. That means this particular CO is addressing the PO1 to a moderate level. So you should understand the statements that are written in CO1 and PO1 and see their correlation. That's how this table is filled in. And while doing this, I recommend at least 3 to 4 faculty members should have brainstormed and arrived at this, completely understanding how this particular matrix is filled in, how this entire table is filled in. Okay, so look at only the first 5 rows. Of course, I'll explain how the other rows are arrived at. The total is nothing but the sum of all the correlations of PO1 with the different COs 1 to 5. So the total, if you add the values 2, 3, 2, 1, and 3, it comes to 11. So the average is 11 by 5, it is 2.2. Similarly, if you add all this for PO2, that is 6, and divided by 5, again, whether there is no correlation or slight correlation or high correlation, you have to consider that there are 5 COs for calculating the average for every PO. Okay, so these average values are obtained based on the values, the correlation levels that you have filled in this particular table. Hope it is clear to everyone. If you have any doubts, please raise your question through chat now. Okay, so I hope there are no questions.
No question.
You can, yeah, Daniel.
Sir, no questions as of now, sir. Just waiting.
Okay, right.
Sir, we have one question, sir. Sorry.
Once after calculating these average values, you have to round it off to the nearest integer. Only 1.4 is 1, 1.6 is 2, 1.8 is 2. Simple rounding off. There is not much logic involved here. We are all familiar right from our childhood how to round off the these values to the nearest integers. 2.2 is 1, 1.4 is 1, 1.8 is 2. So once you get this equivalent average attainment, now let us see how these values are useful for us in calculating the attainments. Okay. Now, any institute, let us also look at the academic process of any institute that follows generally. They'll be having an academic calendar. Of course, if you look at the left side of this slide, it starts with planning your academic activities and then the curriculum design and delivery and finally assessment. These are the 4 stages in every academic process. So we generally come up with an academic calendar. Then we also give the choice for the students to choose their electives. Then we prepare the timetable accordingly. So once this planning is done, now when you look at the course details, we have written for this particular course. Let us assume that I'm teaching a course for which the COs are written and the CO-PO mapping matrix is also available. So the course details will also contain syllabus, books, lesson plan, question bank, plan for test, content beyond syllabus, tutorial plan, etc. All this is to be done meticulously before you start your delivery, because you may not be able to complete address all the COs in an effective way through the syllabus that is given to us, through the curriculum that is given to us. So what is the content beyond syllabus I have to address here so that these COs are well attained. And also I should know where I have to stress upon some kind of tutorials, where I have to spend more time, and how do I plan my tests, at what stage I have to conduct minor exams or mid exams. So all that plan should be done before the delivery. Once you are ready with this, then you have to start your delivery using pedagogical learning methods. Probably Professor Ayaga Reddy might have addressed some of these teaching learning methods this morning. Then you should also cover some co-curricular activities like industry-institute interaction or add-on courses or delivery for weak and bright students. You should look at all this when you deliver the content. Probably you should also think of giving small projects during your course if your course permits. Okay, I don't say that all courses permit the minor projects during the course, but this is one of the effective way of delivery. So you should look at all these components. How do you deliver your curriculum to the students? Then the last is assessment and evaluation. Once assessment and evaluation is done, I am now ready for CO and PO attainment calculations. Okay. So this is generally any institute or any teacher follows. Now let us look at the course outcome assessment process and tools. This is also, I suggest everyone do this small exercise. Suppose in NIT Warangal, we conduct 2 tests, minor 1, minor 2. And in between, we have the mid-semester examination. And we also give some assignments or conduct some tutorials, then end semester examination. Generally, we start with, first CO. By the time I complete probably the test 1, majorly CO1 and CO2 are covered, but possibly I may touch upon CO3, which is a rare case. But anyway, I assumed weightages of CO1, CO2, CO3 in test 1 are like this: 45, 45, and 10%, which comes to 100% here. Okay, which comes to 100% in test 1. Similarly, mid-semester examination, CO1 is 30%, CO2 is 30%, CO3 is 40%. So that comes to 100%. So like this, if you do this kind of simple analysis, you can also see CO1 probably. This also is assuming that the weightages for all the exams are same. Okay, so when I look at this, this is coming to 105. This is coming to 105. This is about 100, and this is 95. This is 95. That is fairly every CO is given equal weightage from test 1 to end semester examination, without favoring only one CO. Why is this required? Because I also should know whether I am only stressing upon one CO, not covering the other CO in the attainment or in the process of assessment. So this gives a fair idea for any teacher how all these COs are covered throughout the semester. Okay, but in any test 1 or mid-semester examination, it should only be 100%. It cannot be 105 or 95. So please note this: the column should always lead to 100%. Okay. Now let us also look at the course outcome assessment process and tools. COs. Once I have the COs, now I have to set target levels for these COs. How do we set and all that we'll discuss. Okay. Prepare CO, PO, and PSO matrix, which is already done and which is already available to us before the beginning of the course itself. Then your assessments. Your assessments, again, NBA, we generally have 80% coming from direct assessment and 20% coming from the indirect assessment. Let us look at what are all the components that cover direct assessment. They are like we give continuous. This is only addressing the private engineering colleges. Don't think that this may be different from one college to the other also. So let us only understand the logic here. Let us not debate on the university examination, maybe 60%, or internal evaluation could be 30%. Okay, so let us not very much stress upon those ratios here. But this university examination is 70%, taking internal tests 20%, and continuous assessment like giving assignments and those kind of small projects, that is coming to about 10%. Now let us see how do we fix targets for these different examinations. Generally, when we consider this, internal tests, I feel they must be tough, especially in a private engineering college. The reason for that is my college students should go through a tough evaluation process so that they will be freely attempting the final examinations where the question papers are set by the university. So, but generally this may be reverse in some of the colleges. They want to give maximum benefit to the student here by making internal tests slightly of low standard. But anyway, that is also not a point for discussion here. But I took this internal test to be a bit tougher than university examinations. Why? The other reason for this is university examinations are to cover all the colleges under its affiliation. So they have to cover probably the Lendi College and also probably a very, very remotely located colleges in Srikakulam, where there are no faculty or not much of high rank students going there and something like that. So they address all these affiliated institutions when they set the question paper. So that's the reason why I assumed university examination is slightly of lower standard than the internal test of a well-reputed college. So when I look at this university examination, I take marks of my subject. Let us say I'm teaching electromagnetic engineering. This particular course, I take the average marks of all the students in the past 3 years. Okay, so if that average comes to 75% in the end exam, in the university examination, that I'm fixing at level 2. Okay, and you also see the distribution, the scattering of the percentages about this average. Then if it is too large, then you can take 60% as target level 1, and if it is 90% as target level 3, if the scattering is too high. Okay, I hope this is clear. How do we set these targets? The target 2 is fixed from the average of last 3-year marks, the total marks that are available for for your particular institute. I hope all the institutes will be having the grade sheets, the final grade sheets, which are distributed through the colleges to the students, so they can calculate this average. Definitely, this is a very simple exercise. So I can set the target as 2. Don't worry about 75%. Probably this could be 60% also. Okay, so take that 60% as the target level 2, the average target level. Then maybe 70% as target 3 for this 3, and 50% for 1. So in the similar fashion, you also set these values for internal tests and continuous assessments. Continuous assessments are quite liberal when compared to university examination or internal test. So that's why you can also see these values 70, 80, 90% here for the level 1, 2, 3, attainment levels 1, 2, 3. For internal tests, as I already mentioned, this is a bit tough. So that's why the average value is generally around 60%. So 1 is for 50%, 2 for 60%, and 3 for 70%. I hope all of you understood how do we set these targets 1, 2, 3 for different cases. You can use your own marks for this, your internal test marks, university examination marks, and where these values could totally be different. I don't deny that, but this is the logic how we fix these target levels for university examination, internal test, and continuous assessment. All these 3 components come under direct assessment. Okay. Now coming to indirect assessment, which is carrying 20% weightage, that comes from the course exit survey. The feedback that is being given by the students at the end of the semester on our course, on my course, let us say. So there is a 5-scale feedback generally being conducted. If it is 5 scale, we take 1 to 1.99, the average value of that particular survey. If it is coming to 1 to 1.99, I take it as 1. 2 to 3.99, it is 2, and 4 to 5, it is 3. That is, any value between 2 to 3.99 is 2. Any value above 3.99, that is equal to, greater than or equal to 4, it is taken as 3. Less than or 2, it is taken as 1. Okay, of course, the survey cannot result in 0 because it is only 1 to 5. It is not 0 to 5. Okay, so that's how our feedback forms are designed. Now, once you understood this logic here, let me go to the next slide. Like, how do we use this for while calculating the attainment? Now, let me take a particular exam. Let us say a test 1, okay, or the total 100 marks. Assuming that I have question 1 marks, question 2 marks, or question 3 marks. This is how I do it. Like question 1, roll number 1 is having marks like 5, 7, 8 for question 1, question 2, question 3. Where question 1 is given for 10 marks, which is addressing CO1. Question 2 is also given for 10 marks, which is addressing CO2. Question 3 is addressing CO3. Just one particular test. Okay. Let us say our minor 1 or your first mid examinations. So these examinations, I have all the data. The students, let me assume that there are 60 students in my class. Okay. And all the 60 students score different marks. So they are all filled in 1 to 60 here. It could be some of the students may not be able to attempt those questions. Some of the students may be attempting, but they might have got 0 marks. Whatever it is, in my class, there are 60 students. Okay. So all the 60 student marks, if it is not attempted or 0, 0 also should be considered as 0. And all the sum of all this is what is shown here as X or Y or Z. Now coming to this assessment level, this X is the sum of 60 students. So when I calculate the average X by 60, and it is for 10 marks, so divided by 10. So that is giving you the assessment into 100. So it gives you in terms of percentage. Now this percentage, how do I use this percentage for knowing my attainment? Suppose if it is test 1, okay, internal test. Let me go to the previous slide. If it is internal test, and if that particular percentage of assessment is greater than 60%, but less than 70%, then my attainment is 2 here. Okay. If it is greater than 70%, then it shall be 3. That's how I get these values here. That I have to compare this assessment with the targets that are fixed earlier, and based on that, I now know the attainment levels of my internal tests. Okay. Now, if it is the end exam, the university examination, do I have these question-wise marks available for me? Absolutely no. For an affiliated college. So there, what I do is I take the total average of the entire class, the total average. I don't calculate that question-wise. Okay. So this is what is calculated from the total marks available in the university examination for all the 60 students, whether he is getting 0 marks or 100 marks or any marks that are counted for while calculating this average. And that's how I know I find these percentages for the entire class. Based on that, I can now fix these attainment levels even for the university examination. Now, at the end of this process, you know what are the attainment levels for university examination, internal tests, continuous assessments. Okay, all these are available for you at the end of the semester. You can do it for each of this. And coming to the indirect assessment, that also you collect the feedback and find out the average values, and based on that, you find out what are all these target levels that you have arrived at based on the feedback that is given by the students. I hope this is clear to all of you. Any doubts, sir, so far? Yeah, I hope. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay. Right. Let me go to the next slide. Here, in fact, I use a different course. It's not electromagnetic engineering, but it is linear integrated circuits. I took just like that. there is nothing to correlate this with the earlier information. Okay, we have the assessment tools listed here, like class tests, university results, assignments, tutorials, and if there is any seminar or project work, for that also we have rubrics, and then course exit survey. All these are the assessment tools that are available for us. I hope all of you agree with me. These are all the tools we use for finding out the CO attainments and PO attainments. Okay. Now, when you look at the internal test, as I said, you have for CO1, this is the average value that you got from all your 60 students of your class. So according to the, as I explained to you earlier, here in this 69, so it is still 2, it is not 3. Okay, because it is less than or equal to 70. So that's how these values are filled in here. 69.6 is 2, 54.9 is 1, the target values, 50 is also 1. So like that, you can fill these values here. I hope it is clear to you. I think this is also 2, which is missing here. So you calculate all these attainment value, fill in these attainment values based on the averages that you got. Right? Now coming to the university result, as I said, you won't be having different values for CO1, CO2, CO3, CO4 like what you got in internal test, because you have those marks available with you in your institute itself. But whereas university result doesn't have, you have only the total marks available. All the 5 questions or 8 questions, whatever it is, the total marks are only available, and you calculate the average of all the marks obtained by 60 students in that particular course. Let us say they are scoring 87.9%. So according to the table again, if you go back, 87.9 is also 2 in the, sorry, here 87.9 is also 2. Greater than 90 only is taken as 3. Of course, these values can be different based on your statistics of last 3 years. Okay, so you can clearly see that this result is same for all COs in the university result. For example, if you have these marks available just like internal test, you can also do the similar calculation and you can arrive at different values here, and probably you may also have different attainment levels for these COs. But here all the attainment levels could be either 1 or 2 or 3 depending on the class performance. It's not one individual performance or one particular CO outcome. It is all the outcomes are averaged for the entire class. That's what is the drawback in the university system. Okay, so we cannot do anything with that because we don't have the access to all the individual answer scripts. Then coming to the continuous assessment. Continuous assessment are like your assignments or tutorials. They are also because you are conducting yourself in the institute. Here also you can clearly see that they are not different marks, but of course they are all leading to the same attainment, because if you look at this for assessment, continuous assessment, anything greater than 80 and less than 90 is 2. So that's what is written here, 2, 2, 2, 2. Now you have the attainment level for internal test, attainment level for university result, attainment level for continuous assessment. This direct assessment is 80%, right? So you have to take this all this average here. Direct assessment is averaged 2 plus 2 plus 2 by 3. That gives you 2 here. 1 plus 2 plus 2 divided by 5 by 3. This is also somewhere around 1.8. So like that you calculate all these values and fill in here direct assessment. Now once I got the direct assessment, now you also look at the indirect assessment, which is based on your course exit survey. This course exit survey, anything between 4 and 5 is 3. Between 2 and 4 is 2. Generally, getting 1 is very rare in the course and feedback, unless the faculty member is so bad, you won't be getting 1. So these values are 2 and 3 according to the course exit survey. So this is, again, if you look at this course CO attainment of this particular course, 80% of this direct assessment and 20% of this is what is 2.20. Okay, because CO attainment, that's what we have decided here in this particular somewhere. Let me just show you 80% and 20%. Yeah, here direct assessment is 80%, indirect assessment is 20%. Okay, so if I look at that particular equation, it could be 70-30 depending on your university, but generally 80-20 is a good ratio. So 80% of this direct assessment and 20% of this will give you this value. Okay, so once I get this, you have to round it off again to the nearest integer. So 2.20 is 2, 2.04 is 2, like this. So now 2 is the general target that we have started with. If you look at this, the average value, okay, this is what I have started with. 2 as the average of my previous 3-year class students' performance. So I should at least attain those levels. I should not go below that. So that's why if I achieve that, my targets are attained. So that's what is written here. All the targets are attained. For example, if my COs are not attained, how do you write COs? Using Bloom's taxonomy. Generally, they may be remember and understand, which are generally grouped as very low level, middle level apply and analyze, and high level evaluate and create. So when you look at this, if your COs, which are coming under the category of remember or understand, then you have to suggest some actions. Similarly, for apply and analyze, you have to suggest some actions. How do I improve them? Okay. For evaluate and create, again, what should be done in the next process so that these COs are improved when compared to the last year, that is the present year. So these are the actions suggested based on your experience through the last semester. Maybe for remembering and understanding, you have to change the method of your teaching learning process. Maybe you have to use some kind of 3D models, take them to the class, or maybe short videos where the concepts are clearly explained. Today, in fact, most of the concepts are explained in short videos. They are all available on YouTube. So probably only thing is you need to search them. So see, instead of teaching them for 1 hour, if I show a 3-minute video, which may be very clear to many of the students. So I have to add those videos or 3D models to my teaching learning process. And you have to basically, if you fail in the remember and understand level, that means you have to really target your slow learners. Okay, then only you can make them, the entire class will be able to improve their performance in the these first 2 COs. So that's what you have to look at, what kind of actions that are suggested for improving these COs. Then coming to apply and analyze. Apply and analyze whatever the concepts that you learn here, you have to apply or you have to analyze. So for that, it is better if you conduct more and more tutorials to solve more textbook problems of different varieties. Not just the same variety, changing the values will not help. At least if you go through different textbooks, standard textbooks, you will find enough problems of different varieties. At least try to solve them and make them equipped to understand in what way they can solve these problems. Create, and also sometimes probably you need to create some kind of infrastructure so that they build a prototype and analyze it. Or probably if I teach a topic like lathe, generally what I learned when I was studying, my teacher used to draw the entire lathe on the board because of non-availability of the technology those days. So for drawing itself used to take about 40 minutes. And in the next 20 minutes, used to cover entire description about the lathe. Instead of that, probably taking me to the workshop and then showing the lathe and then explaining would be much better for a student to understand. or probably if you ask your student to disassemble and assemble this lathe, he will know, he will never forget in his life how this motion is being transmitted from the motor to different points in a lathe, okay, for a workpiece or a tool. Similarly, if you look at evaluate or create, for this, the textbook problems will not help us. You have to really bring in some kind of case studies, design new problems which are not there in the textbooks for the students to think. Of course, this may not be possible in all the courses, and we also may not have these COs in every course. But wherever you have, try to bring in some kind of case studies or practical problems, and then explain how to solve them. At least don't give them the complete solution, though you may be knowing, but try to provide them. These are the different ways that you can tackle this issue, this particular problem, and leave it for the students to solve. You can really find different solutions from the students to at the end of the exercise. Then that creates a lot of enthusiasm in the students. So based on, if you attain these COs, it is fine. But if you don't attain any of these COs, you have to think of some kind of actions. How do I improve my teaching learning process so that these COs are improved in the next due course of delivery? Okay, we cannot do anything whatever that has happened, but we should analyze that. We should use these COs for the improvement in the next semester. Okay. Any questions here, sir? I covered almost the CO attainment. Now I'll be moving to the PO attainment.
So there's a question from Mr. K. Sriram Murthy, sir. How can we identify slow learners?
Yeah, that is. In fact, every institute does this. Generally, when you conduct the first assignment, or maybe when you complete first CO, you conduct an assignment yourself, or maybe the first minor, first mid exam. You try to identify the students scoring below 50%. Okay. The students who are scoring below 50% are the slow learners, obviously. Slow below 50%, or probably if you feel that your subject is tough, maybe the pass mark, 35 marks itself is the benchmark. So the students scoring less than 35 marks are the slow learners. So you identify them and probably talk to them and identify what are all the issues, probably the way that I deliver, or maybe I may be going too fast, or I may not be addressing some of the concepts very clearly in the classroom for those students. Okay, it may be very difficult for them to follow your pace. So talk to them and maybe spend some more time with them to address those issues so that they can cope up with the rest of the class.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's the only way that we can identify slow learners. It may not be the same from course to course. Okay, if a particular student is a slow learner in my course, he need not be the slow learner in a different course. So every teacher has to do this analysis probably in the first maybe after 3 to 4 weeks of beginning of your semester. Then identify them by conducting a small test, maybe a multiple choice question type, or maybe asking the conceptual questions. You try to understand where these students are in terms of understanding. Then they are also not much difficult, because generally the first CO will be addressing at the maximum. They may not directly go to apply in the beginning itself. At least CO2 is CO1 is at the level of Bloom's taxonomy level 2 or at the maximum 3. So you can really test them thoroughly to understand whether they are able to cope up your class easily. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now coming to the PO and PSO attainment. PO and PSO are basically the one matrix. POs are given by NBA, whereas PSOs are written by a committee and approved by the committee by having brainstorming with different people. So POs and PSOs, how do we calculate the assessment, and then how do we use them for attainment? Okay, let us look at the tools. Direct assessment, again, here also we have direct assessment and indirect assessment. Direct assessment is through university examination, internal examination, tutorials, module tests, class tests, everything. But here we also have laboratories and project, a seminar. For that also we have rubrics. So all these come under direct assessment. And indirect assessment is not what we did in the course. We have taken the course and feedback. But now here we take the program exit feedback. The student, before leaving the institute, before writing the final semester examinations, after completing the final semester coursework, okay, we take this feedback, this program exit feedback, and we also conduct some kind of alumni survey, employer survey. Probably some of the employers coming to your institute, ask them to give a feedback form and ask them to give their feedback. Employer external examiner feedback. These external examiners come for different examinations like laboratory tests and project work and all that. So take their feedback. Industrial visit evaluation rubrics. When you may be conducting so many industrial visits, probably at least 2 visits for a batch. So those evaluation rubrics. In-plant training evaluation rubrics. Probably you may be making it mandatory for your students to work in an industry for one summer vacation for in-plant training. So you have to evaluate that also. Guest lecture, workshops, expert lecture, resource person feedback. Like we are giving, suppose if you are inviting a guest lecturer to give a lecture on a particular topic, take the feedback from that person also. Then the parent feedback, of course, now the parent feedback is removed. So it was prepared before the last MBA revision. So that's why this is still appearing. Guest lectures, I think this is repeating again, and co-curricular and extracurricular activities. So using all this, you conduct the survey and take the indirect program exit feedback, use them as indirect assessment for your PO attainment calculations. So the process is more or less same. Now let us look at this last table here. This particular this particular column for CO attainment using 80% direct attainment here and 20% of the indirect assessment. So calculating these values, just this same row is what is repeated here. Okay, the same value. It comes from that CO attainment. Now we have CO PO attainment matrix, right? Which was already given in the beginning of the course itself. We have this well developed by brainstorming among 4 or 5 faculty members who are dealing with this particular subject in the past or in the current semester. So this particular table is available to us. Of course, I'm showing only PO1 values here. These X values, whatever that I'm indicating it as X, there is some correlation. Okay, I'm not really getting into those values here, but let me explain how this value is attainment value is arrived at. Okay, let me take this 1, 1, 3, 3. CO1 is having moderate correlation, very slight correlation with PO1, that is 1. CO2 is having no correlation. CO3 is having slight correlation. CO4 no correlation, whereas CO5 and CO6 having highest correlation, whereas CO7 also doesn't have any correlation. Okay, so 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3, 6 plus 2, 8, 8 by, there are let me see, 8 by
it's only a weighted average.
Yeah, weighted average. This is CO 2.20 into 1. Okay, this is how I have shown here. PO attainment, this value is calculated here. You can please see this particular equation here. 1 into 2.20. because there is no correlation. So this I am not considering. 1 into 1.84. Again, this is not considered. 3 into 2.20 and 3 into 2.20. And again, this is not considered. Divided by 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3. So this is what is weighted average for this PO1 attainment, which is 2.16. So that's how you calculate based on these values filled in your CO-PO mapping matrix, and you probably arrive at some values. I have just filled in some values here randomly to show that how it can be done. I hope all of you understand how this attainment value is calculated. Any issues, sir?
I think you can continue, sir.
Yeah, okay. Then once I have these PO attainment values like PO1 to PO12, and I have only 2 PSOs in this particular program, so they are also calculated. Okay, so these are the values that are obtained through this particular exercise. Now, the same values are again, of course, coming to the indirect assessment. I think this is not going. Yeah, this is PO-PSO matrix indirect assessment. If the same tools, the surveys, different surveys are listed here. All the program exit survey, alumni feedback, parent feedback, guest lecture, student feedback, external examiner feedback, in-plant training by industry, all these are listed here. Probably some of them may not happen in a particular course, and some of them may not give. Okay, whatever it is, they may not even understand. Parent may not understand what is PO2 is, what is PSO1, PSO2 is. So they may not really fill in. We cannot expect all these values to all these, this table is to be filled in with values. That's why I have left some of the values here. Okay, I'll also explain how to take care of this in the calculation of attainments for indirect assessment. So let us say program exit survey is I'm getting 2.78. This is again taken on as 5 scale. So this is 2.11 like this. I have taken all this feedback. If I now calculate this attainment level, 2.78, 2 plus 2.11 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. Okay, divided by how many have really given in this PO1 survey? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So add all these values divided by 9 only. Don't divide by all these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I might have used 12 different surveys, but I don't have any value for these 3 surveys here for PO1 from these 3 inputs. So that's why I need not consider them. So only sum up these values divided by only those cells which are present in this particular surveys. So this sum divided by 9 will give you this value. So like that you calculate, for example, if I take this 2.66 plus 2 plus 2, that is 6.66 divided by 3 only. So that's why it is 2.22. Otherwise 6.66 by 12 I won't be getting any value here. Okay, so that's how I calculate this 2.61 by 1 only. So that's why I'm getting 2.61 straight away. Okay, so please understand how these attainments for indirect survey, indirect assessment is calculated. Similarly here 2.64, there is only one value. So that's why 2.64 by 1, 2.66 by 1 will give you these values. Okay, hope all of you understand how the indirect assessments are calculated for P1, PSO attainments. Now, again, if you look at this, 80% of direct assessment for POs and 80% of plus for PO1 to PO12. Then for PSOs, 80% direct assessment and 20% of program exit survey only. See, if you look at this PSO1, it is program specific objective, which may not be understood by these PSOs, which may not be understood by all these stakeholders. They may not give any feedback on these attainment levels. That's why you are also getting only PSO1, PSO2 through program exit survey only, but not through any other survey. Okay, because these are directly related to your program specific objectives. That's why here when you calculate PSOs, it is 80% of direct assessment and 20% of program exit survey only. Please remember this. Whereas for POs, 80% of direct assessment and 20% of all this in the sense, all these values. Okay, so 20% of this for PO1, whereas for PSO1, 20% of this only. PSO2, it is 20% of this only. Hope it is clear. For PO1 to PO12, it is 20% of these attainments, whereas for PSOs only it is coming from program exit survey. Okay, that's what is written here. For a sample, PO1, which is 80% directly I'm taking from my direct assessment, like conducting examinations and all, and 20% from all the different surveys. Whereas for PSOs, it is only 80% from the direct assessment and 25% from the program exit survey only, not from other surveys. Okay, so probably when you give this form, don't include PSOs for any other feedbacks. Okay, include PSOs only for the your own students before leaving the institute. They are only supposed to give this feedback. Even if I give that, doesn't make any sense. They are not relating to any of this, how these PSOs are obtained. Okay, that's how we calculate. Now you look at this PO1 to PO12 attainments, PSO1 and PSO2 attainments. They are directly coming from, if you look at this, sorry, I think these values. Okay, they are. I think there is a typing mistake here. Yeah. Okay. This first value is typographical mistake, but the other values are more or are same. 1.53, 1.80. Yeah. Okay. You look at this 1.53, 1.80, except the first value 2.16, which is supposed to be maybe somehow I might have made a mistake there, but it is 2.16. So all these values are coming from this particular table. Sorry, not for this. Yeah, from this table. This value 1.79, 2.34, all this. You can see that here 1.79, 2.34. The first value is somehow is wrong. Then indirect assessment, it is coming from this table 2.32, 2.22, all this. Okay. Then actual attainment is again 80% of this and 20% of this. If I calculate, that is 2.01. Similarly, for PO2, 80% of this and 20% of this, that is coming to 1.90. That's how they are again rounded to 222 here. And probably if you look at these values, which is rounded 2.47 is rounded to 2, but you have your target is actually 3. For PO3, you have set your target, maybe let us say it is 3. That means you have not achieved, you have not attained this target, which was set by you in the beginning itself. The targets for POs can also be different. They need not be the same value, 2, 2, 2, or 1, or they can be different depending on the complexity of that particular PO. So they can be different. So this is not attained. Okay, whereas all other POs are attained because you set those targets based on the past statistics. You have set those targets as 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, something like that from the past experience. Now it is, if you look at this PO3, which is not attained, so that's why it is written as no and rounded off. Okay. So anyway, the same values are shown in the bar graph also. Attainment levels 2.01, 1.90, 2.47, like that. I can also see how the pattern across POs is obtained here looking at this bar graph. Now, what should I do if this PO3 I'm not able to achieve this target? The course is linear integrated circuits. Okay, so let us look at this. Actions planned for improvement in PO3 attainment. PO3 is design or development of solutions. The students should be able to, achieve this particular PO3 by the end of the course. But this particular student is not able to, these students are not able to achieve this PO3 to your expectation, to your set target level. So if you think that this can be done, even if you look at this value, this is more or less close to 2.47. If I get probably 2.51, it could have been 3, but that is not the issue anyway. But I'm just telling you that means you are almost near the target. So you have to do some changes in your teaching learning process. What changes will bring in this improvement in the PO3? As a teacher, you have to think and then come out with certain action plans. You have to provide some hands-on experience, as the course is linear integrated circuits. So maybe giving some small mini projects to small groups and making them to work with different devices, design a particular device for a small application. Then they'll be able to understand, through this small project. Similarly, you can give projects like antenna design or electronic system design, okay, or watering the plant, something like this. So you can give small projects like this, so that the students' understanding or the improvement in this design and development of solutions would be improved in the next level. Okay, so this is how generally the PO attainment and the action plans are suggested from this particular table. Let us say again, as we have done this exercise for COs earlier, for different COs, what kind of actions would improve these COs in the due course of time in the next semester. Similarly, here also, though it is showing, this particular exercise is only showing that PO3 is attaining low, it could be any PO, with any, it could happen with any PO or PSO. So let us look at the possibilities here. If the PO1, engineering knowledge, if this is attained low, or problem analysis, design and development of solutions, investigations, modern tool usage, I have grouped them as one category. Similarly, the engineer and society, environment and sustainability, ethics, these are all another group. Individual and teamwork and communications as another group, project management and self-learning. So probably if I start with engineering knowledge, if this particular PO1 is attained low, then development of assignments and classroom tutorials that allow for increased application of concepts learned in the course. That's what you have to look at. Or maybe your course might, you may come up with a different suggestion for your course. Similarly, for problem analysis, design development of solutions, investigation, modern tool usage, increase the number of case studies with specific focus in practical applications. Right? So when you give these practical applications, probably they come up with, they develop solutions for that. The solutions are not readily available. So then conducting experiments and analyzing the performance or the data that they are getting. Okay, use of some kind of simulation software, probably if they are not able to do any, if you don't have any infrastructure for building prototypes or models or conducting experiments, at least they can do some kind of simulation on, on the simulation software or statistical software to model and investigate the behavior. That comes under modern tool usage. So think of various possibilities, how these POs can be improved, what are the actions that you have to really suggest. In fact, these suggestions are not just for the teacher alone. These suggestions are also for the management. See, suppose if I say, increase number of case studies with specific focus on practical application, probably I may have to fund them, 5,000 or 3,000 rupees for a group of students. So how do I fund those students so that their interest will be sustained? Similarly, when I want to conduct some, simulations or, model them and finding the behavior, you may not have licensed software. So it gives an indication to the management that the simulation software is required so that these particular POs can be improved in the due course of time. Similarly, The engineer and society, environment and sustainability, ethics. Increased focus on sustainable engineering practices. Everyone today is only talking about sustainable practices. Of course, I said it as manufacturing course, but for any other course, okay, increased focus on sustainable engineering practices should be addressed here, because that is also the order of the day. Then coming to individual and teamwork, communications, probably you, if possible, may not be possible with all the courses, but if possible, you think of giving small mini projects or group tasks, conducting seminars as part of coursework. So this will definitely improve the individual thinking as well as teamwork, and also because you are also making them to give presentations, it will also improve the communications. Now coming to the project management, increasing emphasis on selecting new problems as a part of dissertation work. So they will definitely attain this PO when they do this, not just the routine projects which were done earlier, the same thing, you just do small modification and carry away, because as a ritual we do these projects. But really, if you emphasize the students to select new problems as part of their dissertation work, this will definitely improve, because the new problems will also invite the knowledge from the other disciplines. Today, probably when our students participate in national projects like go-karting or any delta shoot, they are all the students from different disciplines are participating: electrical engineering, electronics, materials, metallurgy, then mechanical. All these students are participating in this particular projects. Then self-learning. Encourage students to give seminars in the extended topics of your subject. Don't limit them only to your subject. Maybe you slightly extend them. Maybe if they are graduate students, give them advanced topics which we generally deal with in post-graduation course, slightly to think beyond the curriculum. So make them more towards self-learning. Okay, we don't really spoon feed in the class. So leave some part of the portion for their self-learning. So that will also help you. So that's what I want to address about CO/PO attainments and how do we use them for continuous improvement. So now it is open for discussion. Any questions from the participants?
Dear participants, if you have any questions, please raise your hand so that I could facilitate. Any questions from the participants? Please use the raise hand option. Please use the raise hand option. So we have a few questions from the chat, sir.
Yeah, please. Chat, will I be able to see that?
You will be able to see, sir. Under the participant section, you will find the Zoom chat.
Okay, I have to come out of this presentation mode, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Stop sharing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Please share PPT. That's the major comment. Yeah, of course, I'll share that. How can we set target level of CO and PO? Yeah, the best way. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Avala Srinu. No, not Avala Srinu. Subhani Muhammad. How can we set target level of CO and PO? This is generally from the past data, sir. You cannot set targets randomly, because even you set random. During the NBA accreditation process, they'll ask you, how do you set this value? 60% as target level 2 or 75% as target level 2. So for that, you should be able to explain this is the past data, and that's why we are able to set this particular level as 2, the average value as 2. Okay. Then wait. Shall we? I think shall we have to change the pivot target levels continuously? Yes, that's what is continuous improvement. You are suggesting some continuous improvements at the end of every semester. So next year, next semester, you implement them and see how the target levels are going to change. Then that continuous improvement has to be shown. Then the next question is, for suppose one student got 10 points, the 10 points does not mean he got 70 marks. Here one range is there. Then we will take minimum or maximum marks, sir. Please clarify this doubt. Lavanya, I myself did not understand. Probably you are talking about a particular student getting 10 marks in a question, right? Am I right? Ms. Lavanya? That is only for one person. Anyway, for one student, he is getting 10 marks. But when you average the entire class, it won't be 10 out of 10. Okay, all the students will not get 10. There may be definitely some students who are bright in your class. They'll be able to score 10 out of 10. And similarly, there may be very slow learners in your class where they may be scoring only 2 or 1 against 10. So when I'm only taking the average, I'm not taking one student marks for the calculation of attainments. Okay. Yeah. Next is year to year, can we change the attainment levels? Yeah, you have to. Of course, 1, 2, 3 are the same, but the percentages 75% may become 78% next time or 77%. Okay. So for that also you have to have some kind of analysis. What is the present average, present class average that is clubbed with the last 2 years? Generally, we take last 3 years as the average for setting these target levels. Okay. Anything that I missed here? Yeah, I think 405. Is there any software for COPO attainment calculations? I hope this question is for calculating COPO attainments. This is very simple exercise, sir. There is not much difficulty. It's only an Excel sheet. Though I may be showing, some equations there. It is simple Excel sheet. So we are all be able to do it ourselves. It's not a big deal. Now we are having grading system. How can we calculate attainment, sir? No, for grading, generally we cannot use the grades for attainment. We have to use only the marks. Okay, grades again you have to convert. You may be having a conversion formula. Like we have a conversion formula. Suppose if our students get 10 CGPA, let us say 10 out of 10. Converting that to percentage is 10 minus 0.5 into 10, like 95%. Okay, so that's how you calculate this percentage and then use it for your attainment calculations. Anything? If one student was absent only in end exam with the class strength of 60, then for finding class average of end result mark, the strength is considered 60 or 59. The student is absent, but still we consider absent is also we consider as full class strength. Okay, if he is not writing, if he is withdrawn from the from that particular course, then we don't consider. But if he is on rolls, if he is eligible to write the exam, for some reason he don't want to give the exam, then we have to consider. Okay, so of course you can take a decision for your institute. How do we calculate how do we do this? Only for the present students or the total students? But in NIT Warangal we take the entire class strength. But there are some institutes who take only those students who are present for that particular exam. So, but it must be uniform throughout your institute. So you cannot use this for your convenience. Okay. So please use it consistently across the different courses of your own department as well as the institute. Okay. Then for a particular academic year, when doing the attainment levels of all subjects, can we change the percentage for external, internal, and continuous assessment? Yeah, attainment levels are definitely different for different exams. Your continuous assessment assignments are generally the copying, right? They copy from one another. So everyone scores 8, 9, or even 10 out of 10. So there may not be any student scoring less marks there. So that's why it is different from one exam to the other exam. External exam, if you feel that it is tough, you set to low levels there. If you feel the internal exam is easier, but it is not either tough or easier. We have to arrive at these values only through statistics. You cannot do as you like or as we like. It has to. There must be a rationale for fixing up these targets. Hope I am clear. PSO indirect attainment, I have confusion. Okay. In fact, sir, for PSO, it is program specific objective. It is only specific to your program. So how can a person from outside the student community can give feedback on that? Okay. That's why the program exit survey is generally only given by the students, whereas alumni survey or employer survey or survey through industrial training, all they are the outside to your particular program. They don't see how this program specific objective is addressed in your particular program throughout the 4-year course. So that's why this PSO is only limited to program exit survey, but not to other surveys. Okay. So when you calculate 20% of this attainment, 20% of PSO, 20% of program exit survey only. It is just one survey. Okay, like our course and feedback. PSO is also program exit survey from our students alone, not from any stakeholders outside. Right. So let me go down. What about the target level for new subject? Yes, definitely we don't have any past information. So you have to use some logic based on the teacher's perspective. So you have to have a brainstorming session, maybe in the department. So can I set 60% or 50%? Go with a little moderate value. Don't be very too optimistic here. Maybe set 50% in the beginning. Maybe when you set low value, you might have achieved. That's not an issue. You can always address that this course was never available here, so I don't have any statistics. That's the reason why we have set these values at low level. We can always defend that because of not availability of any of the past data. Is it necessary to upgrade target once it is achieved? Yes, definitely, sir. Because you should always show this outcome-based education is for continuous improvement. If you want to stay where you are, definitely it's not advisable. You have to show improvement year after year. At least it may be 0.1. It doesn't mind. But you have to show some improvement, and you should raise your bar so that your low-level learners, slow learners, are also taken into your, achieving your COs or POs, attaining your COs or POs. Then for first-year students, for example, applied chemistry subject, can we suggest project work related to their program from this subject? Yeah, definitely. If it is relevant, you need not look at even the program. You can consider your subject alone. Why to look at the program? Okay. If there is a project possible in your course, small project, let them do it. You group students into small groups. Then ask them to maybe carry out your project. When chemistry is a part of the entire program, chemistry subject itself is the part of the program. You need not worry about whether the projects given in chemistry are relevant to the program itself or not. That is already analyzed when fixing up the curriculum itself. What portion is to be there for mechanical engineering, or what syllabus is to be there for chemical engineers. That was all well discussed at the time of developing your curriculum itself. Once the curriculum is developed, chemistry is a relevant subject for the program. So you, within your subject, if possible, you try to give small projects to the students so that this teamwork will build right from the first year itself. There is absolutely no mandate that it should be relevant to the mechanical engineering or electrical engineering, like that. Okay. So then the next question is, for elective subjects also same procedure, sir? Yes, sir. Whether it is elective or core course or open elective, whatever is the course, it is the same. Okay, because in a class, the student target group is different from subject to subject in elective. The same subject, the same students need not take all electives, right? So your particular subject is the target group is fixed in the beginning itself. The 60 students who are available for you are available throughout the semester. Okay, so the procedure is same whether it is elective or core course. Then Uma Mahesh Rao, okay, no, nothing like much. How to calculate outcomes for open elective? Same procedure, sir. Same procedure. Dr. Ramesh Chandra from RVR College. This is absolutely same, whether it is open elective or I don't see any difference between a core course or an elective course, program elective or open elective. The student group may be different, but it is when you calculate, yes, of course, the program outcomes are slightly different here. In your open elective, there may be only 10 students from mechanical engineering, right? So you use that COPO mapping matrix, your open elective course to PO mapping matrix of mechanical engineering. Your open elective mapping to maybe electronics and communication engineering COPO matrix. Okay, so they are only the difference, unless generally they are also majorly the same, but you have to use that COPO mapping matrix of that particular department for that particular group of students. That's all. Except that everything is same. I hope it is clear, Dr. Ramesh. The COPO mapping matrix and the number of students are different. So probably you need to do, suppose if there are 6 programs in your open elective, students from 6 different programs, you need to use that 6 COPO mapping matrix for those 6 different group of students in your open elective. Okay. Then Prashant Patwardhan, COPO mapping, if correlation raised high and next year correlation can be reduced slight. No, like your percentages, no, COPO percentages, that attainment levels 1 to 3 are the average value of your class. Now it is 75%, let us say. Next year it could be 77%. But it can never be reduced. You should always look at the continuous improvement, not not in the negative direction. Assessment is to be done on a group of people, same sample from first year to final year, or it can be done as academic year. CO is for that group, sir, but for program it is from first year to final year. CO attainment is for that particular course, whereas program attainment is from first year to final year. Okay. I also see in that particular example which I have shown you, the PO attainments are calculated based on my CO PO mapping matrix. That means I know how much contribution is made by my particular. Of course, it's not my course. The course which I taught. Okay, towards the overall attainment. See here, I calculate PO attainments of linear integrated circuits, but there could be 40 courses, right? 40 or 50 courses by the time the student graduates. So I have to take all the POs right from first year PO, first course to the last course like project work. All of them are to be averaged finally by the department to know whether these POs have been attained or not. This analysis, what I have shown is only the contribution of the course which is taught by me. But the department is generally interested in knowing the overall PO attainment by calculating the average of all the POs of different courses from 1 to 40 or 1 to 50. Okay. Then the next is the main criteria on the quality of an assessment. Quality of an assessment. I didn't understand. Like, is it how do we fix the targets? I hope it is Mr. Surya Nagendra. Probably you can post again to have more clarity on this question, please. This mapping is very useful for COs, POs. Good presentation. Okay. Then yeah, most of them are thank you. Good presentation. Please share PPT. Yes, I'll definitely share this PPT. No issues at all. I'll mail it to your organizers. Probably you please get it from your organizers, either from Mr. Daniel or Professor Srikiran. I think they also might have recorded my entire presentation. I think which will be shared to all the participants, if I'm right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my presentation will anyway be there. If final project work considered or not, sir? Yes, this will also be considered, but only thing is there is a different methodology that is to be used. Like COs, instead of COs, you have to develop rubrics here. So how do you, of course, for evaluation, you have to develop rubrics for the project and how they are attained. It is a slightly different exercise, but it is also a part of POs and PSOs mapping. It is to be done. Can you write course outcomes to unit wise, sir? Yes, I think it might have been addressed by Professor Sarbabu yesterday. So I don't want to comment on this. Tomorrow, probably anyway, we have a common session for hands-on practice. How do we correct our COs and what if COs are not satisfactorily mapped with POs? Yes, that's why this is also a very important exercise in the beginning. COs generally it is not done by one particular person. It has to be done by a group of people, and you have to explain to the NBA committee also. In fact, in one of our programs, the evaluator, NBA evaluator, was not happy with the CO/PO mapping matrix. Tell me how this is high correlation here. I don't really understand how you are taking this and all that. So they'll definitely ask this. So at least the teacher should be able to know how this was highly correlated or slightly correlated or moderately correlated. Okay. So I suggest this CO/PO mapping matrix shall be done by a group of people with a thorough discussion. It's not just filling 1, 2, 3. You are the better people, like because you are teaching this course, you have done this course and you are teaching this course maybe from past 3, 4 years. So you are at least take the help of senior people to vet your COPO mapping matrix. That is a very essential exercise and very important exercise before the calculation. Okay, Dr. Ramesh Chandra. Okay, not audible. Am I not audible?
Yeah, you're audible, sir.
Okay.
I think it's due to their network issues.
Okay.
Unless you're loud and clear.
Yeah. No, some other comments also. I'm missing your voice due to some network problem. Please share all this content in YouTube channel. Okay. Your organizers can do because they have already recorded. So I give permission to Daniel and Srikaran, Professor Srikaran to do that.
Yes, okay. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Then action if any PSOs has not met the target, that was addressed, right? That was addressed in the different POs, what action plans that you have to suggest. I gave only few suggestions, but that is not the end of the list. It may be different from subject to subject. The way that you give suggest actions may be totally different. Okay, I just gave the general comments for attaining these, the suggestions for the action plans. Sir, we are very much new to all these concepts yesterday and today. What sirs explained, please send video recordings. Anyway, they'll be doing it. Please send all your materials. Now it is okay, audible, okay. Is the courses that are in basic science and humanities are in better mapping with 12 POs? You need not map with all 12 POs, sir. Some of them are, that's why I have shown in the COPO mapping matrix, some of the POs are nowhere, even in the core courses also, even in the discipline program courses also, some of the POs are not mapped with some of the courses. So don't think that all the courses have to be, all the COs have to be mapped with all 12 POs. So please don't think like that. Okay. How to fill the gaps if any CO not mapping to any one of the PO? It's possible. It need not map to all the POs. Please, come out of that understanding. It's not essential that all COs address or map with all POs. Absolutely not. If you do that, that is a mistake. How can you address all 12 POs, right from your engineering knowledge to ethics to society to management to teamwork, everything? Is it possible in any course? It's highly impossible, sir. All the courses should probably give this program outcomes by the end of their graduation. Okay. Most of the NBA is related to criteria 4. Criteria 4 is student place outcome, minimum 40% placement. That is essential criteria, sir. But major criteria is only to through your curriculum design, COs, POs, and CO attainments that cover more or less about 250 points out of 780 points. That means 1/3 is covered in program level criteria. Okay. Yeah. I think most of the questions are for sharing the video recording and PPTs to Daniel, sir. So you can do it. Okay.
Yes,
so, sir. Everything. I think I addressed most of the questions. If anyone still, probably I might have missed it somewhere while scrolling through. If you miss, please post it again. Otherwise, yeah, probably will wind up here. We'll give 5 minutes for the people to maybe if anyone is missing their question not addressed.
Daniel, somebody raised the hand.
Sir, it was by mistake, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, Daniel, did I miss any question?
No, sir. I think you have covered almost everything. Everything.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the things are like a good presentation and share the PPT and share the video. These kind of present comments only. So please take care of that.
Yes, sir.
How many maximum number of POs should be matched for a particular CO? General rule is if you write all the courses COs on left side, left column, and POs on the top row, you should not left with without mapping in the entire table of all the 40-50 courses COs, one after the other, maybe 40 into, let us say, 5, so 200 COs continuously. And on the top row, you fill PO1 to PO12, PSO1, PSO2. If I see any column, CO-PO mapping column, it should at least map at 2 points. At minimum 2 is required. Maximum is nowhere mentioned, sir. Minimum at least, one CO at one PO should have been addressed at least with 2 COs. Okay, so minimum is only mentioned, but not the maximum. Maybe I may be corrected. Maybe tomorrow, Professor Babu will also address this issue. How many CO-PO mappings are required? That's what, sir. There is no software. At least I know. You can write a simple program. Probably it's not a big deal. Only thing is it is a simple Excel calculation, Excel sheet. Not much. Of course, we have our students have developed a small software in-house only for CO-PO calculations, attainment calculations. But still, there also we have to enter all these values. Okay. So once we enter the question CO mapping and those CO-PO mapping matrix, that has to be done. Once this is done, it is only a simple calculation. Excel can do. You can also ask your probably explain this process to your any computer science student. He will be able to develop this small in-house software for your usage.
So there's a question from previous. There's one, Mr. P. Shamkiran, sir. He asked you regarding this criteria for the students' placement outcome, sir. Continuation of the same question.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, sir. Okay. Okay. Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. So due to this, the question is most of the NBA is related to criteria 4 and students, which is students' placement outcome. And the minimum placement should be 40%. And definitely due to this placement, due to this corona effect, the placement will be affected to an extent, to a large extent, to be said. So how do you actually?
It's an extraordinary situation where no one expected this kind of a pandemic. So people also don't consider the low percentage of placement this year. Okay. So that's for sure. Everyone is aware of the situation because the academic year was abruptly closed in the mid of March or in the first second week of March itself. So everyone is aware of this. In fact, some of the major institutes like IITs and NITs, they are closing without even examinations. So all these are the issues which may not be serious concerns. Especially of this year for NBA criteria. Okay, I don't see any difficulty of low performance of this particular year in the NBA evaluation process.
Okay, sir. Right.
The other question, Dr. Joby George, is it possible to follow different attainment level settings for various programs in same or one institute? Yes. Different attainment levels, not only for various programs, sir, for various courses. I told only one course, sir. This course, how do we set the attainment levels? I have explained. That means the past data of one course is not same for the second course. Okay. So your target levels definitely depend on the statistics of last 3 years. It's not same across the in the same program also. And file keeping also. File keeping means, what do you mean by file keeping, sir? Dr. Joby? Course file? Do you mean course file? Course file, in fact, if you want, there are only 4 slides. I can share with probably tomorrow. I'll probably try to address that in the beginning. What are all the things that are to be covered in the course file? Okay.
I think that's all from the question side, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. I'm not able to see your faces because of this new technology, new situation. Hope you understood. You can always be in touch with me, either through Daniel or Professor Srikiran, so that your doubts will always be cleared. Thank you. Thank you, Srikiran.
Sir, thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Daniel,
Thank
am I
you.
audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Vinu, sir. We'll be meeting again tomorrow at 10 o'clock, sir, at your convenience. Vinu, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, we'll be meeting tomorrow again at 10 o'clock, sir?
Yeah, no problem. Right.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah.
And a small information to the participants on board. Daniel is opening this, like he has given his Gmail account so that your COPO, course objectives or course outcomes, COPO mapping and PSO writing for your department, specific department, can be sent to his mail. Sharad Babu sir was telling yesterday, so that we can have a very good interactive session tomorrow. This is for the information to all the participants. Daniel, again, you kindly do one thing, send the Gmail account again.
Yes, sir, I'll do that, sir.
I think that is better. Yes, Daniel?
Yes, sir.
So, thank you, participants, and a special thanks to Venugopal sir, Sharad sir, and IIK Reddy sir. Luckily, all the 3 are on board now. Thanks a lot for that, sir. You have spared a lot of time for us, sir.
Yeah, I'm leaving the meeting.
Okay, sir.
Bye
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Daniel?
Yes, sir.
Shall we wind up?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Just find out if there are any questions for tomorrow from the participants, please.
Yes, sir.
Dear participants, if you have any questions now, not in terms of the subject, but then in terms of our present, what you call our sections. If you have any questions, please let us know. Daniel, everybody wants the sessions to be shared actually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll do that.
I suppose we can do that today.
Yes, sir. We can do that, sir.
Yesterday's material, but then we have to take permission from IIK Reddy, sir.
Yes, sir.
To share his YouTube, his sessions actually.
Yes, sir.
We'll take permission from him and we'll share. This is for the Lavanya Garu. Is it mandatory to send CO and PO is what she is asking. I suppose it will be good because if at all you send your COPO mapping and PSO writing will be discussed in detail tomorrow. I think you will be highly benefited with that. We have time. Do not worry for that. We absolutely need not worry about the time. If at all you people want it, we can extend it to Sunday as well. But we need CO and PO mapping with the writings as well tomorrow by today evening 9 o'clock. Is 9 okay, Daniel?
Yes, sir. It's fine, sir.
Okay. That is what somebody has asked us. Let us wait for a minute if somebody has got some questions.
Yes, yes, sir.
Somebody wants the attendance in emails.
Yes, so once the sessions are all completed, we will consolidate the attendance and send them across. Sir.
Somebody has raised the hand, Mr. Parsurama. Daniel?
Yes, sir, please. Sir, please
Mr.
talk.
Parsurama, please.
Sir, please talk, sir.
Mr. Parsurama, please.
I think it's by mistake.
Probably a mistake. Sir, Mr. Parsurama is asking time. Tomorrow it's at 10 o'clock, sir, in the morning. And we'll have an afternoon session as well. Because it is an interactive session, quite possible it may extend by another half an hour or something like that.
Sir, I think we can wind up, sir.
Shall we?
Yes, sir.
Just wait for 30 seconds then, if
yes.
they have some questions. Just to remind you again, dear participants on the board, please come out with CO and PO mapping and writing of the course objectives and the course outcome along with the PSOs of your department so that we can have a very beautiful, fruitful session along with the experts. They have been working in this field since long, so they are experts in that field. So let us utilize them to enhance our knowledge in this outcome-based education.
Right.
The best option is send for the subject which you are comfortable, or send for the subject which you have dealt in the previous semester. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand or please type in the chat box. Otherwise, we'll just wind up for today. The last call, please. The chat box is idle, Daniel. Daniel?
Yes, sir, it's idle, sir.
Yeah. And the chat box is idle and nobody is raising his hand. So shall we wind up?
Yes, sir, we'll wind up, sir.
We'll wind up. Pradeep, on board? Let's wind up.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Gopichan on board. Let's wind up.
Okay, thank you all participants. See you all tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.